All right, Dawson's got news. What do you got?
Well, big article in the LA Times recently pointing some dangerous fingers at the Los Angeles fire chiefs. The Palisades fire, it appears, was reignited from the earlier fire, the Lackland fire, on the morning of January 2nd, the day after the 8-acre blaze was declared contained, rather than stay and make sure there were no hidden embers that could spark a new fire. The battalion chief ordered them to roll up their hoses and pull out of the area.
It is an interesting, first off, I must say, as a longtime Los Angelino, when you hear the LA Times actually doing their job, it's weird.
Something's weird.
But by the way, that's a bad sign. Like if you have a wife or roommate or something, and we've all had this, and you like come home one day and they're cleaning, and you just go, what are you doing? You're happy they're cleaning, but that thought you have, which is, what the fuck? Since when do you clean? You never clean. That's a bad sign.
What's going on here?
It's a bad sign because it means you never fucking do anything, but now you're doing something. So when the LA Times does something that actually flies in the face of LA City Council or Karen Bass or Gavin Newsom or something, it's shocking and surprising. Now, that's their job. Their job is to do this stuff, but they've been so corrupted over the last decade plus that we don't expect them to do it.
Right.
But it is a weird reaction when you see CNN sort of do their job a little once in a while, or LA Times do their job once in a while. You go, what are they doing? So good that they're doing it. It does beg a few questions, which is the guy who set the fire, who's like a crazy Uber driver guy. And now in his defense, well, not in his defense, but I don't know, 12 or 13 people died. You know, like elderly folk couldn't get out of their house or whatever. But there's a body count. There's also $10 billion worth of damage done.
Thousands of structures.
Right. And it's all going to land on the lap of the Uber guy, right? Now, if I'm defending the Uber guy, I'm going, yeah, this guy's an asshole and he's nuts and he's an arsonist and he's disgruntled and he's an Uber driver and whatever else. But he set a small fire, and you guys, the professionals, showed up and did not put the fire out and then left. And then I have these texts from these firemen saying, I don't think we should leave. I think the fire may still be smoldering under there. And then we have one from the battalion chief saying, come back, don't worry about it. So is my guy responsible for the deaths that came after your negligence?
There's some shared culpability here, obviously, right?
Yeah, he started the fire.
Yeah.
And then you guys didn't put the fire out professionally or properly, and then a bunch of people died. So how are we going to break this one up? But either way, it's an issue we have here with competence. We don't have a lot of competence in Los Angeles. We have an incompetent mayor. We have an incompetent governor in California, and then the city council women, those cows are wildly incompetent as well. But it was fine because we just ran as a city. Our city, Los Angeles, is sort of like buying a Toyota Camry brand new and giving it to your Dumbo teenage daughter who just drives. She doesn't change oil, doesn't check, doesn't rotate tires, doesn't inflate anything, doesn't top off fluids, doesn't anything. That Toyota Camry will go for 120,000 miles on the same oil it left the dealership with, and without ever doing all the scheduled maintenance and all the stuff. The check engine light's been on for 32,000 miles. You don't even pull over. It will, but eventually it'll start breaking. Even that. Because we're sort of in LA, we just run ourselves.
We're at the breaking point.
But now we're the Camry with the dumb teenage girl driver who never maintained it, and shit is starting to break.
Right.
That's where we're at.
Well, there are 3 firefighters whose names won't be released because, you know, they don't want to be hurt, whatever.
Retaliated against?
Retaliated against. So they're not releasing their names. But the interim police chief has said in a statement, this I don't get.
Police chief?
Sorry, the fire chief. The interim fire chief.
That's why I'm here, Dawson.
Chief Ronnie Villanueva said in a statement that the Palisades Inferno was not due to failed suppression of the Lockman blaze. Instead, he said it was the result of an undetectable holdover fire that lived deep within the roots. Now, semantics are
what does that mean? What's a holdover fire?
It's another way of saying they didn't put it out. But
Yeah.
holdover sounds better and releases them from some responsibility, they think.
Yeah. But not climate change, Gavin Newsom.
Not
I know I
climate
wanted to
change.
blame everything on climate change. My thing is my whole thing with the climate change retardation is all right, there is climate change. It's fine. There's more wind, or it's hotter, there's more fuel, or there are higher seas, or whatever. Storm season lasts longer. Whatever that thing is, now go do something about it. I don't know what you want me to say. Okay, climate change. Okay, climate change. Good. Clear the brush. Okay,
Clear the
climate
brush. Make
change.
sure the
All right,
reservoirs
fill the
are filled.
reservoir.
Yeah.
Hire more firemen.
Hey.
Do more alerts. Dispatch more units. Like whatever. Okay. Now let's do something about it. The fact, by the way, the fact that you're using climate change as an excuse says to me you're feckless and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because if it is climate change, again, climate change in New Orleans. All right, seawalls. Okay, that's your job. I mean, we blame the Army Corps of Engineers, right? Spike Lee thought they dynamited the levees, by the way, which it shows A, he's a dope, but B, he just hates white people, essentially. But he thought the Army Corps of Engineers blew up the levees. So
well, everyone who was asked for comment, everyone who was in a position of authority has not returned comment.
Well, this is the beauty of the transparency of these people, which is zero transparency.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how much is the new Capitol in Sacramento? It's $1.3 billion. It's overrun by $500 million. How about a little transparency there? Now, we sign non-disclosure agreements. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that the truth is for all, the truth to power people, the transparency people will never be transparent about it. I don't know. Where's the mayor? How about a presser? Let's hear it. Get up there on the podium and take questions, give answers. It's the biggest story of the last 20 years. How about a press conference? How about we discuss this?
Well, there's got to be some kind of email chain. There has got to be communication between these people, because there's no way a battalion chief did not listen to his firefighters on the ground who said, it's really a bad idea to leave Nope. Get out of there. Roll up your hoses. Leave. We're done. That doesn't make any sense. So if the LA Times is really doing their job, we should hopefully find out sometime who gave this order. I don't know if we'll ever find out why, but there's certainly a very sinister angle to it, isn't there?
Well, it's a lot of circle the wagons and protect their own kind of thing. And it's like, hey, man, lots of structures lost, lots of lives lost. So how about some answers?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
like I
just wanna
said,
move
look,
on.
I interviewed Rick Caruso, who could have been mayor. He just said, I had my people in place 3 days before the fire.
Right.
We knew the winds were coming.
Right.
We put the fire retardant material on the roof 2 days before, and everything was safe. I was like, well, all right, that's what a guy does who's competent.
Yep.
Karen Bass goes to Ghana,
Yeah.
but he can't say anything because it's a hate crime. All right, what else you got?
Kim Kardashian is now jumping on board, saying that the moon landing never happened. I believe we have some video of this from her TV show. And she said the 69 moon landing was faked.
I'm sending you, so far, 1 million interviews with both Buzz Aldrin and the other one.
Do it.
The other one, Neil Armstrong.
What was the scariest moment? And he goes, there was no scary moment because it didn't happen. It could have been scary, but it wasn't because it didn't happen. So he's gotten old, and now he slurs on his thing. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So I think it didn't happen.
I'm going to go on a massive deep dive is what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a serious
Into a
deep
bottle of
I
vodka and
center
forget we ever had this
conspiracies.
conversation. That's tough. See, when Kim Kardashian tells you dumb shit, you have to listen because she's hot and she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And she's Kim Kardashian. So you have to go, like, you can't go, get the fuck out of here, dumb shit. You have to go, okay. All right. Well, I know what I'll be doing this weekend. I'll be taking a deep dive into Buzz Aldrin. Yeah.
And the other guy. I love how she says
the other
Buzz
guy.
Aldrin and the other guy. You mean the first guy to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong, what you learned in first grade.
I would argue, here's my argument. I never thought of this argument, but I'm going with this argument. I've said all the time. You can kind of reverse engineer stuff, right? So, like when there's a document and the document says, hey, here's how we're going to break down the profits from Hunter Biden's take in Ukraine.
Right.
And you go 10% to Gary Wallbanger over here and 10% to Guy Newcomb over here. And then 10% to Hunter Biden. And then he's got 10% for the big guy.
Right.
Okay, that's what it says. And then we go, well, the big guy, who's the big guy? I'm sure the Los Angeles Times will figure out who the big guy is as soon as they're done with this whole fire investigation.
Sure.
Now, zero interest from any publication, New York Times, LA Times, doesn't matter, CNN, then no one wants to know who the big guy is. I'm curious who the big guy is. Now, the big guy...
Bob Alinsky said who the big guy is.
He's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He's Joe Biden, but nobody wants to know the answer to that, including the FBI, CIA, nobody. Okay. So the big guy's Joe Biden. Now, somebody says, well, this document is just there to basically frame Joe Biden. It doesn't exist, or I can't prove it exists, or it doesn't really exist, or whatever it is. If you're there to frame Joe Biden, it says 10% for Joe Biden, or it says JB. It doesn't say the big guy. Why leave it open to interpretation? If you're going to create something that's going to frame somebody, if I'm trying to frame Mike Dawson, I go, and you know who likes 10-year-old girls? Not the big guy.
Not the big guy.
Mike Dawson.
Right.
Because I'm trying to fuck you up.
Right.
And I would say it if I was trying to frame you in an email or a paper. All right. So you would say it. Now, here's where I'm going. You're going, where are you going, Adam? I'll tell you where I'm going. Neil Armstrong says, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Correct.
He fucked that up. He would say it should be one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Now, because one small step for man is the same as mankind, unless you say for a man.
Correct.
So
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
If I was shooting this on a soundstage, like as depicted in Capricorn 1,
let's do it again.
The film with OJ.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, Neil, that's a good one. Now let's try it again. And this time, remember, mind the cue card guy over there.
Yeah.
It is one small step for a man.
Yes.
One giant leap for mankind. That's what it is. So just say it, and we're going again. And I'd ring the bell, and I'd tell the audience warm-up guy to clear out, and I'd go, we're going again, because I want to get it clean.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Yeah. So that's how you know they didn't fake it.
You messed up that line. We're going to do this again. Look, I love the way you stepped on the fake moon, Earth, and everything. It's just that line. We just got to clean it up. Let's just do it again.
And bring in the golf club. Stroke of genius, pun intended. Nice job.
So anyway, the government says, Kardashian, you're an idiot. And yeah, we landed on the moon. I think they said 6 times, 5 times, 6 times.
You know, for me, as a faking landing on the moon, while I wouldn't be happy about it, it falls way underneath all the other shit our government just sort of wastes taxpayer money on. Sure. Like, I don't, it doesn't impact me directly. If you said, I'd much rather them handle the homeless crisis or something better and fake the moon, which the moon is fine. Also, it's kind of prudent if you fake the moon landing because it probably means you saved a few bucks.
Yeah, right.
I would think.
But speaking of the LA Times, I wonder when they're going to find out where all that money for homelessness went.
Never going to find that.
They're not going to do it.
No.
All right, we got one more story here with Nicki.
right.
Nicki Minaj. She sent her lefty fans into a meltdown after she praised Trump for addressing the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. And I don't know if you've seen some of these awful, awful videos, but Christians in Nigeria are just being eliminated, buried alive.
Yeah. I've seen some of it. And yes, the same people that are, the gays for Palestine crew and stuff like that, they don't give a fuck. No one cares. They don't. Listen to me. There is the grievance class. The grievance class has a grievance. The grievance class has a grievance, and they don't really care. And so you saying, well, now there's peace in Palestine. Aren't you happy? No, because it's called a grievance class. And then, what about what's going on in Africa and what they're doing? Like, yeah, those are black people. Yeah, your Black Lives Matter. Yeah. We're grievance people. We're not really solve the problem people, but we can't announce we're grievance people. Anyone who's had a wife, a roommate, a daughter, a son who's a grievance person, they don't announce they're grievance people. No one goes, I'm a fucking grievance person. I got a beef with everything. They just have a constant, ongoing, running beef with everything all the time. And then you go, I made you your favorite omelet. Why aren't you? You didn't. Where are the hash browns? They're grievance people. So all the people, all the BLM people or the Free Palestine people or the March on the Campus people or all the people that want everything freed up or whatever, whoever those assholes are, they're grievance people. So don't try to make sense out of them. They have a problem with this, and then other things they don't care about because, by the way, where would the grievance lead to if that was their issue? Like, where would they go with this? To Trump? To a white guy? To a white Republican? To a white Christian guy? No, these are Muslims. These are black Muslims. They don't have a grievance because they're the aggrieved. They're the people with the grievance. You understand? They're the underclass. They're the ones who are being taken advantage. They can't be doing things to other people. They're being discriminated against. So fucks up our whole grievance hierarchy so we can't say shit.
Right.
That's how it works.
Well, Trump had posted on Truth Social that Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening. Minaj simply said, reading this made me feel a deep sense of gratitude. We live in a country where we can freely worship God. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion. We don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. And then the part that got everybody mad was, thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. And people are very upset. Someone went as far as to say, sometimes her choices and the way she acts is just insane. Supporting Donald Trump is crazy.
Look, everybody, if somebody is going to say something sensible, you're allowed to agree with that person without necessarily voting for them or supporting them. And it shows your derangement. Like, we got a governor. Governor Newsom has a capital that we're building that's $1.3 billion. That's taxpayers' money that he's not transparent about, and they literally won't tell anyone where the money's going or how much it costs or when anything. And he's worried about the ballroom, which is $300 million, which is a quarter of the price, and will be, I'm sure, come in less than a quarter of the price because 1.3
paid for by donors.
So what do you care about? Well, the answer is you got Trump derangement syndrome. Because if it was really about expenditures or building, then you would be much more focused on either your bullet train that's $25 billion and never going to be completed, or your capital that's over $1 billion and probably never going to be completed.
Never going to be completed.
You'd be worried about those things if it was really about fiscal responsibility
Sure.
and practicality, but you are not.
Nope.
You are worried about this, which means you have a syndrome, which also means I don't need to listen to you when you talk about these subjects because you are not a practical person, you're not a rational person, and I know what you're saying. It's basically when you talk when anyone who knows a chick who hates another chick, you can never talk to her about the other chick. Because they'll just go, she's fucking horrible, she's a bitch, she's dumb, whatever. And you go, well, how did she do? How was she made ambrosia salad for the party? How was it? Fucking puked. It's fucking putrid. And then you go, well, everyone seemed to eat it all. Yeah, well, they're stupid. That's why, because they don't know. Because it tasted like swill. It was horrible. I wouldn't let my dog eat. It's like, I guess I shouldn't talk to you about how her ambrosia salad was because you are fucked up and you have this derangement syndrome with this person. Women get it more than men, but weak guys get it too.
Oh, there are
so
some dudes
what
who
I need
got
to
it,
do is
yeah.
go talk to someone else at the party and find out how the ambrosia salad was because I can't get it from you.
Right.
Now, what you could do, if you're an intelligent person and not stricken with this Tammy derangement syndrome,
Right.
TDS.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's also a mechanical thing, means top dead center. Means when you get that number one piston up to the top of its throw, they call it get to TDS when you're setting the timing for a car. But anyway, top dead center. TDS, if you didn't have this, you
Top
could.
dead center? Center
Oh, sorry.
begins with a C.
TDC, sorry.
Okay.
TDC.
Okay.
You're right. Just checking you. TDC, top dead center. Thank you. Took a second. If you didn't have this syndrome, then I could say to you, how was Tammy's ambrosia salad? And you could say, that bitch fucks up everything she touches except ambrosia salad. It was pretty good.
You could be honest.
And then I'd go, well, now I would tend to believe you if you told me about her because you're saying, I don't like this person, but she knows her way around a gelatin mold. But if you're just going to go nuts on everything all the time, even stuff like, again, you got a $1.3 billion capital that's not done, that the taxpayers are paying for, that you won't be transparent about, and you're doing a thing with Trump for $300,000, that's not even something that he's going to be around to use much longer, and donations are paying for it, then no, I don't believe you for anything on this subject.
So when you do it like that, when you have the derangement, you can say things like, I didn't even eat the ambrosia salad because Tammy poisons people with that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She put aquarium cleaner in it or bleach.
Yep.
She injected bleach into her ambrosia salad. Andrew, how do you make ambrosia salad? Is it gelatin, mini marshmallows, and like fruit pieces?
It sounds right.
People used to have Jell-O molds. What a time. What a time.
People used to bring that to like a potluck when we were kids.
Moms made casseroles
Yeah.
and gelatin. They had molds for Jell-O.
That's right.
Special molds.
That's right.
It was a simple, it was a great, it was a better America.
But the people who made the ambrosia salad and they brought that Jell-O mold, I think my mom always looked down on them.
Ambrosia salad is made by mixing a creamy dressing, often a combination of sour cream and whipped topping or whipped cream, with a variety of canned and fresh fruits like pineapple and mandarin oranges, along with mini marshmallows, coconut, and sometimes nuts.
Gross.
Or cherries.
And there's no, but it's put in a mold, right? Like it's solidified.
Yeah, it's like on a bundt cake.
Does it have Jell? Yeah, it's got Jell-O in it.
The ingredients are gently folded together to avoid crushing the fruit, and the salad is then chilled for at least a couple of hours.
Well, it's got to be chilled because it's Jell-O, though, right?
But how does it get its firmness? I guess if it's just cream and what's holding it together?
I think that's what the chilling is for. That's how it congeals.
It's cream and what?
A creamy dressing.
Oh, creamy dressing.
Sour cream or like a ranch or something like that, often a combination. A whipped topping, a whipped cream.
Ranch would be a shit show.
Yeah.
Ugh. But there's no gelatin. I guess.
I'll go for the band Ambrosia. I'll take a mellow ballad over a Jello salad any day.
That's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I need you. I need your touch.
Yeah.
Traditional ambrosia salad recipes generally do not include added gelatin as a primary ingredient.
Okay.
Damn, I've been living a lie.
I know. I always
My whole
thought that
adult
ambrosia
life.
was the Jello salad.
Well,
but I
maybe
guess Jello salad's a different thing.
Maybe we bastardized it out here in L.A. We do tend to put our own stink on
That's
things.
a pretty lofty name for something, too. Isn't ambrosia like a sense of ecstasy or something?
Mm-hmm.
Never before has the name of food been so far away from what it actually is.
Yeah, like ambrosia salad, you would probably be disappointed. And actually, in terms of calories with the word salad,
Yeah.
I feel like move over taco salad.
Oh, yeah.
There's a new caloric champ of something that has the word salad in it that actually will make you fatter than taco salad.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. The congealing thickness and setting of ambrosia salad is primarily caused by the interaction of the creamy base ingredients and the chilling process.
But that is Google AI overview, so maybe they have an anti-gelatin slant.
Aha! The whole Cosby thing
We gotta
has
go to-
pulled gelatin
we gotta
off.
go to Grok.
We got to go to Grok to get to the truth about ambrosia salad.
Yep. I'd like to see a picture of what they're calling ambrosia salad, too, because I always thought it was green Jello.
It's in a mold, and it does have the stuff. I don't know. I think, can we say this? There was a time when ambrosia salad and fruitcake dominated, and then at some point people went, does anyone like this shit? And someone went, no. And then someone went, why have we been eating it at parties for 37 years if no one likes it? And the answer is, I don't know. And by the way, as long as we're having this conversation, what's going on with the parsley by the side of the plate? Did anyone ever eat it?
Yeah.
And the answer is nope. And then get rid of it. And we grew up as a nation. And thank God we did. All right, Dawson, let me tell you, this Thursday, Boston, the Wilbur Theater. That's a beautiful, beautiful theater. Come on out, say hi. I'll be doing some stand-up there. And then off to Buffalo, Electric City. That'll be the day after. And then off to Duluth, Georgia, do an arena with
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly, everybody. Go to amcroll.com for all the live shows.
Hey, by the way, I got a big show Friday night in Concord, California. I'm doing 40 minutes at Garinger Garden. Big stand-up show in Concord. You can follow me at Los Angeles for the information.
All right. And Cheryl Hines, Unscripted, the book. And until next time, it's Adam Kroll for Dawson and Cheryl Hines saying mahalo.